Hello? Yes. Thank you so much for what you just mentioned now. I think it was very refreshing to kind of know that women don't always have to introspect and think about what they can do to themselves. But the one thing that you mentioned is about how we need to start changing the system and looking towards the system. How do you do that, especially if most of us are trained or probably working in legacy companies, where it's not easy to change a system or to have recommendations or suggestions and say, these structures are not working for me. So as a woman,
Thank you.
How do you do that?
Thank you. That's powerful. Let's take number 2. We're asking questions, we're not making speeches. Otherwise, we're going to lose them.
I think my question is, are you having these discussions outside of workplace with your mates? Are these conversations that you're encouraging?
Thank you. We got you outside. Who's number 3? Yeah, we're asking questions, not politicians.
So I need an advice from you as male, and specifically for me, I'm in business. I tend to get into a room when there's no man there, and I'll be the only woman. And what I've realized is that the confidence you spoke about, or everyone spoke about, comes in very handy. I want you to give us advice. As women, how do we get in that room without overcompensating ourselves?
Like I said, the person that challenged the norm in a company was a marketing manager. And I often think we confuse positions with leadership. So number 1 is leadership doesn't happen by default when you get to a certain position. Leadership is a skill set that you must learn, and you must exercise leadership in everything you do. And so I believe in school you have sports, and you have captains and this, and you work in teams. So, Simon Sinek always talks about leadership not being a title, live up to that. Don't be scared. I think very often it's that FOMO, fear of other people's opinions. Don't worry about, because sometimes we don't want to sound stupid for raising something that everyone else is thinking about. But I do think that you also, and number 3, I would say trust your leaders, because often we don't leave our leaders in hate. We say, if I tell my leader that, they will fire me or they will not like it. Trust your leaders. But if your leaders don't want to change, then you might have a hard decision. Because at some point you decide, do I stay or do I go? But don't try and leave unless you've tackled the problem. Because if you keep on leaving every time, you'll keep on running for the rest of your life.
True story.
Take that one.
What was the subject exactly?
Do we
Conversation
talk about this outside?
outside work.
At a time. We talk about rugby, football. How very United is, we don't talk about that. No. It's a very good point. I think very often men just have an issue with vulnerability. So we would have those conversations in structured settings, boardroom settings, strategic sessions, but no. The issue with men is we'll know each other for 20 years. But I always find when Arlene will go meet Bonang for the first time, she'll come home and tell me about his sister, his mother. I don't know, and I'll know a mate for 20 years, and all I know he supports Man United, and he likes to have possible. So we have a lot to do as men.
Advice.
Making your own work, which is a lot of fun.
Advice. What advice can we give?
Without
One, if you look at the Springboks, who I think are one of the best rugby teams, or one of the best sports team ever. Look at diversity in a team. You've got Faf du Plessis, 5'4", you've got Eben van Eertsebets, 130 kg, 6'8". Eben doesn't try and become Faf. Faf doesn't try and get bigger. Everyone knows their position. So understand what you bring to the table. And because you want to be like a player, you need, what's your unique value proposition at the table? And being a single woman around men, you're already winning because you bring different thinking, different emotional energy to a room. So don't try and become a male, because we talk about that, right? There's a toxic femininity, a woman trying to become men in the boardroom. Bring your own energy, don't be scared to be yourself, but at the same time, so don't try and overcompensate, just be yourself. And be confident enough that you're good enough as you are. You don't need to change just to sit around the boardroom. Wow.